It was a big day for the Chiefs, and it was a big day to have Taylor's second favorite player back, Xavier Worthy. Taylor's got good taste in football players. 5 receptions, 83 yards, 2 carries for 38 yards. Shout out to Xavier Worthy. It is crazy how much that threat of speed and vertical ability to push the ball down the field affects the entire offense.
You're talking about Xavier and his speed down the field, but I don't think enough is said about what he does with just the ball in his hands. Like you said, the end around, we can throw a little bubble screen out to him, just throw a hitch to him. Whatever the play design is, we get the ball in his hands, it's even harder for the defense to tackle the guy.
Yeah, it's a good point.
A lot of attention needs to be put on that guy, man, and that just makes it easier on everybody.
On a crisp September Sunday, as golden sunlight danced across the emerald turf of Arrowhead Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs delivered a spectacle worthy of NFL lore. Patrick Mahomes carved his name deeper into the granite of football history, Travis Kelce redefined showmanship, and Taylor Swift, pop's reigning queen, wove her own kind of magic from the stands. This was no ordinary game. This was a day where records fell, legends grew, and even the off-field drama sparkled with Hollywood energy. Patrick Mahomes has thrived under pressure, but on this particular Sunday, he was transcendent. Facing a Baltimore Ravens defense that prides itself on confusion and chaos, Mahomes was unflappable. He threw for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns, orchestrating drives with a maestro's touch. There was one pass, a 35-yarder threaded between 2 defenders, that had the Arrowhead faithful gasping in disbelief. But the numbers tell only part of the story. With his third-quarter strike to rookie Xavier Worthy, Mahomes became the youngest quarterback in NFL history to reach 250 career touchdown passes. The crowd erupted, not merely for the record, but for what it signified. A new era of football brilliance, guided by a quarterback who makes the impossible routine. If Mahomes was the conductor, Xavier Worthy was his virtuoso soloist. Just weeks before, Worthy's season looked in doubt after a nasty shoulder injury. Yet here he was, slicing through the Ravens' secondary for 5 catches and 83 yards. Each catch was punctuated by confidence, the kind that only comes from beating the odds. Worthy's return was more than just another weapon for Mahomes. It was a message. This Chiefs team is resilient, deeper and hungrier than ever before. And then there's Travis Kelce. The world knows him for his bruising routes, soft hands, and relentless energy. But lately, he's made headlines for flashes of temper, most notably a sideline outburst in the previous game that had critics questioning his composure. This time, Kelce responded not with words, but with laughter. After a critical third-down reception late in the fourth quarter, Kelce broke into a playful dance, circling head coach Andy Reid and giggling like a schoolboy. Reid, ever the stoic, tried to ignore him, but the image was impossible to miss. Chiefs fans roared. The internet lit up. Kelce's 5 catches for 65 yards were solid, but his antics stole the post-game narrative. He made light of his critics, turning scrutiny into celebration. In the process, he reminded everyone that football is, at its core, a game to be enjoyed. As the game unfolded on the field, a different kind of star power graced Arrowhead Suites. Taylor Swift, the multi-platinum icon and fiancée of Travis Kelce, had slipped quietly into Kansas City after attending Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding in California just hours earlier. No grand entrances, no pre-game Instagram posts, just quiet, steadfast support. Swift's presence was felt, if not always seen. Her father, Scott, sported Travis's latest new American Eagle collaboration hat, a subtle, loving nod. Her brother, Austin, took his place in the suite, chatting amiably with Donna Kelce, Travis's mother. Taylor's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, was just days from release. Yet here she was, trading red carpets and rehearsals for the crackle of an NFL game and the roar of a Kansas City crowd. The queen of pop, content to be a fan, a partner, and, at least for one Sunday, a quiet observer. Taylor's weekend was a blur of coast-to-coast commitments. On Saturday, she was in Santa Barbara, the guest of honor at Selena Gomez's wedding to Benny Blanco. She gave a heartfelt toast, joined by Ed Sheeran, and danced long into the night as Mark Ronson spun records for a who's who of Hollywood. Guests described the event as magic, a night of laughter, tears, and vows so sincere they brought the room to tears. Steve Martin and Martin Short delivered a joint speech at the rehearsal dinner. Paris Hilton, Camila Cabello, and Cara Delevingne mingled on the dance floor. In the early hours, Taylor's 3-car convoy slipped away, whisking her to a private jet bound for Kansas City. By Sunday afternoon, she was in Arrowhead, blending in among the sea of red and gold, her presence a secret handshake shared by those who looked closely enough. If the Chiefs have become America's team, they've done so by embracing more than just gridiron greatness. They are a family, sometimes literally. At Arrowhead, the suites are filled with parents, siblings, and significant others, each as invested as the players themselves. On this Sunday, the camera caught Austin Swift, Taylor's younger brother, seated in front of Donna Kelce. The two have become fast friends, their conversations easy and unguarded. Meanwhile, Scott Swift, beaming in his Chiefs gear, looked every bit the proud future father-in-law. It's easy to forget, amid the glitz and highlight reels, that football is a shared experience. It's late-night texts after a win, group chats dissecting every play, hugs that linger just a bit longer after a hard-fought victory. On the field, the Chiefs were relentless. The Ravens, led by Lamar Jackson, are no strangers to adversity, but on this day, they were outmatched at every turn. Mahomes spread the ball to 7 different receivers. The offensive line kept him upright, giving him time to dissect Baltimore's exotic blitzes. Defensively, Kansas City was equally impressive. They held the Ravens to just 20 points, forcing 2 turnovers and sacking Jackson 3 times. By the final whistle, the outcome was never in doubt. Chiefs 37, Ravens 20. As the stadium emptied, the buzz lingered. Mahomes' record-breaking performance was already being etched into NFL history. Kelce's playful antics were meme-worthy fodder for sports talk shows. And somewhere in the bowels of Arrowhead, Taylor Swift slipped away, her support quiet but unwavering. Yet, it was the sense of community, of shared triumph and joy, that defined the day. For Chiefs fans, this was bigger than a win. It was a chapter in a story that feels almost mythic, a generational quarterback rewriting the record books, a tight end who plays with both fire and laughter, and a global superstar who chooses family over fame, at least for a few precious hours. As Kansas City looks to the rest of the season, the possibilities feel endless. Mahomes, now the youngest to 250 touchdowns, has his sights set on more records and another Super Bowl. Kelce continues to be the heart and soul of the team, his charisma as vital as his catches. And then there's Taylor. Her album, already shattering Spotify records, is poised to dominate the charts. Her quiet presence at Arrowhead is a reminder that sometimes the most important moments happen far from the spotlight. Sports, at their best, are about more than scores and statistics. They are about moments, fleeting, electrifying, unforgettable. They are about the stories that unfold between whistles, the bonds forged in victory and defeat. On this unforgettable Sunday, as records fell and laughter echoed across Arrowhead, the Kansas City Chiefs gave their fans, and the world, a reminder of why we watch. For the magic, for the drama, for the chance to see greatness, both on the field and in the stands. And for a few hours, as the sun dipped behind the stadium and the crowd spilled into the night, anything felt possible.